So I believe in go big or go home. And this time I'm going big. Because to my left is the prize that we sent out to wherever in the world the winning driver is. And that's this Star Wars 5-pack featuring R2-D2, Luke Skywalker, Yoda, Darth Vader and an exclusive Stormtrooper, original in the box. And this is the prize for this competition. As I say, will be sent to the winning driver wherever they are in the world. Greetings Diecast Racing fans, Sharky here and welcome back to Vulcan Raceway for this episode 6, Redemption of the Star Wars Shootout. Today we have 8 drivers fighting for the last 2 places in the grand final next week. And it is certainly going to be interesting. Now, to date, we have got 3 Imperial and 1 Alliance through to the grand final. We have got Darth Vader, we have got Rey, we have got the First Order Stormtrooper, and we've got Ballistics, which is a TIE fighter. Today, we've got 2 sets. In set 1, we've got car 1, Luke Knips in the Snowspeeder. Car 2, Cuboid in the Luke Skywalker car. Car 3, James Stirling in the Dameron car. And car 5, Tomi in the Yoda Blvd Bruiser. In set 2, we've got Mark Taylor in the Tatooine Vanster, the Sand People vehicle. We've got car 11, GryphonSoul in the Kylo car. We've got car 14, Mainline Mark in the exclusive Stormtrooper, and we've got car 15, Kakes in the normal Stormtrooper. Looking at it from the points in the last races, the joint 3 top picks for this time are the Dameron, the Yoda, and the exclusive Stormtrooper, because they all got 12 points in the last race. We'll get down to the racing action after a quick track overview. And there we can see the 2021 champion, which is Keldon Raven's Porsche, to do with the other champions from 2022 with the track owner's car, because obviously we've got the championship of 2022 coming up, which the winner of this will be the last one to go through to. My Mini. So Keldon is driving his other Beetle. There's the Vulcans. Micro Racer Abby's winning Ferrari, which we're going on to join them and the winner of this in the 2022 championship, which will be coming up. Got some deliveries being made to the garage. Rescue teams are ready. There's my car parked up with the 4 that are already through to the final to see who they're going to be facing today. There's the 4 that have been eliminated. And some of the drivers that are out of it. You can see there Hikari Rin, Princess Sparkles with Keldon Raven, who they both work for. John from Modelmatic, track owner, Flying Fenman. Stuff there is ready. Got some stands and some visitors. Our thanks go out to our sponsors, the team at the BERCC. Cuboid at 4Cubed Racing. Keldon Raven at Keldon Raven Customs. Oh, and Cuboid is there with the Luke Skywalker car ready to take part. John at Modelmatic in the middle there with his last of the V8 Interceptors Ford Falcon. And this event's a main sponsor is my brother Phil at Tomley RC. So let's get down to the racing action and get these 4 up to the line for set 1. And then these 4 will be in set 2, and it will be the top 4 point scorers, top 2 point scorers over both sets. Race 1, and on the blue lane at the front we've got the Snowspeeder, behind that we've got the Yoda car. On the front of the red lane, you've got Luke Knips in the Snowspeeder and Tomi in the Blvd Bruiser. In the red lane at the front you have got Luke Skywalker car with Cuboid at the wheel, and behind that you've got James Stirling in the Dameron car. Race. Oh, close at the line. Cuboid, Snowspeeder, Blvd Front of the blue lane, you've got Yoda. Behind that is Poe. Front of the red lane is Snowspeeder with Luke in the rear of the red lane. Race. Yoda. And Yoda is the only one to finish. Blue lane, on the front, Poe. Behind that, Luke. So the two X-Wings. On the red lane, front, Yoda, the green car. And behind that, the Snowspeeder on the red lane. Race. Yoda, Luke, Poe. On the X-Wings are on the front. On the blue lane at the front, you've got Luke. Behind that is the Snowspeeder. On the red lane, you've got Poe and Yoda in the rear. Race. Luke, Poe, Snow, Yoda. The results from set 1. Cuboid in the Luke car has 13 points. Tomi in the Yoda car has 12. James Stirling in the Poe car has 7. And Knips in the Snowspeeder has 6. So Luke with 13 and Yoda with 12 are currently the ones through. The 4 guys up at the line now have to get more points than that to stop them going through to the grand final. On the blue lane at the front, you have got the Tatooine Vanster with Mark Taylor at the wheel. Behind that, one of this season's champions, Kakes, in the normal Stormtrooper. On the red lane on the front, you've the Kylo Ren car of GryphonSoul. And behind that, you've got Mainline Mark in the exclusive or the dirty Stormtrooper. Race. Vanster, Kylo Ren, normal Stormtrooper, exclusive Stormtrooper. And the Stormtroopers are on the blue lane, the normal one in the front, the exclusive in the rear. On the red lane, you've got the Vanster in the front and you've got Kylo Ren in the rear. Race. Normal Stormtrooper, exclusive Stormtrooper, Vanster and Kylo Ren fails to make it across the line. Sees the Stormtroopers on the front, the others behind. We've got the exclusive one on the front of the blue lane with Kylo Ren behind. You've got the normal Stormtrooper on the red with the Vanster behind. Race. Normal Stormtrooper, and that's the only one to get across the line. The final race of Redemption. On the front of the blue lane, you've got Kylo Ren. On the rear, you've got the Vanster, and you've got the Stormtroopers on the red lane with the exclusive one in the front and the normal one in the rear. Race. And nobody's got across the line. Race. Kylo Ren, Vanster, and the other two have failed. So the observant of you may notice there's 2 cars up at the line. Well, that is because the result of set 2 is as follows. Kakes in the Stormtrooper got 12 points. Mark Taylor in the Vanster got 10. GryphonSoul in the Kylo Ren car got 8, and Mainline Mark in the exclusive Stormtrooper got 4. Which means that Tomi in the Blvd Bruiser and Kakes in the normal Stormtrooper both got 12 points. Only 2 cars can go on, so they need to race off in a best of 3 format. Tomi in the Yoda car finished all 4 races to get his 12 points. Kakes didn't, so he had lane choice. He has chosen the blue lane to start off on. Which means that Kakes has the inside line, the red lane for race 1 and race 3 if it goes to that. 1 race. And Yoda gets the first race. We'll reset for race 2. Stormtrooper on the blue lane, Yoda on the red lane. 1 race. And that's a clear 2 wins there for another hell of a day's racing, and yet again the wing over never fails to provide the entertainment. So going into today, we had 5 Alliance cars and 3 Imperial cars. At the start of the day, there was only 1 Alliance car through into the grand final next week, and that was the Ray car driven by the V-Man. That's no longer the case. So, the end results of today. Cuboid has finally got that Luke Skywalker car dialed in. He goes through today with 13 points, which will make him the number 2 seed in the final. The number 1 seed is the Commish in the Darth Vader with 14 points. And then we had a race-off. We had a race-off between Tomi, which I think is the first time that he's driven at our track in the Blvd Bruiser, against Kakes, who has already proved herself as champion once this year in the van tournament. When it came down to the direct race-off, the Blvd Bruiser showed what the power of that Yoda car truly is. So it means that the results of today are going through Cuboid in the Luke Skywalker car, number 2 car, Tomi in the number 5 car, the Yoda Blvd Bruiser car, eliminated Kakes in the Stormtrooper, Mark Taylor in the Tatooine Vanster, GryphonSoul in the Kylo Ren, James Stirling in the Dameron car, Knips in the Snowspeeder, and Mainline Mark in the exclusive Stormtrooper. Kakes had 12, Mark Taylor had 10, GryphonSoul had 8, James Stirling had 7, Knips had 6, and Mainline Mark had 4. So how is the final going to shape up next week? These are the 6 cars that are through to the grand final next week. It'll be interesting because obviously 6 cars at once. The 6 car grid. We'll see Luke on the front of the blue lane, Yoda on the front of the red with Ray behind, Darth Vader on the rear of the red lane to start off with, the rear of the blue lane will ballistics, and the First Order Stormtrooper will be behind Luke on that lane. I will give you some photos at the end of the first setup of that. But that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to do the usual things, like, comment and subscribe, and we will catch you all again next week for the grand final and see where that prize is being sent in the world.